So, good morning and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Now, I want to start with an apology actually. A little bit of a blonde moment from yours truly over here. I was scheduling these in for 6 a.m. UK time for some mad reason. Now, that reason is that I obviously live in Spain now and I am 1 hour ahead. Me being dopey, I was scheduling them in for 7 o'clock my time, not 7 o'clock UK time, which is when I used to schedule them in for 7 o'clock UK time, which is obviously 8 o'clock my time. So as you can see, today it is scheduled in for 7 o'clock your time, and hopefully you've all got the notification and you're all watching it. But yeah, a little bit of an error of judgment on my part. Obviously, being back in the UK for 3 weeks over the Christmas period and New Year period, it's messed my clock up a little bit. If I'm being honest, it's messed up my timescales. It's messed up everything. I've forgotten whether to look left or right when I cross the road when I'm back over here. But yeah, listen. Thank you for the massive support on the channel. Appreciate each and every one of you. Nearly 33,000 subscribers to this channel, which is mental. It's just over a year. It's like 59 weeks or whatever. So massive respect to each and every one of you. Please do go and follow my Facebook. Over 2,000 people have followed that already, which again has been mental. Over 1,500 followers in the last 3 days. So mad scenes on there. Do go and follow my page. The link is in the description. Insta, go and follow that. Same again. Twitter, I ain't even fussed about Twitter. That's the smallest platform on social media that I have in terms of how many users are on it. It's smaller than TikTok and Snapchat. And allow that, man. It's the most vile. But yeah, Insta and Facebook, fully go and follow that, and I appreciate that. But we're going to speak about a few players today. We're going to start off with Eddie Nketiah. Now, I got caught up in a little trap last night when, again, a blonde moment. I see somebody post out that Eddie Nketiah had gone to Bristol City, and somebody had mocked up Eddie Nketiah on Arsenal website with a little badge next to it saying Bristol City on loan. As soon as I posted it up, I see another one that said Leeds United on loan. So I fell into that trap very quickly. That won't happen again until it's official. But he is linked with Bristol City, as we know. They want to take him. They wanted to take him before he was at Leeds on loan, which obviously went sour and he came back. Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday and Aston Villa. I asked you guys, the majority of you guys said that Nottingham Forest or Aston Villa would probably be the best destination for him. I completely agree. Premier League football or Nottingham Forest? I think Nottingham Forest are a decent outfit this season. Or Premier League with Aston Villa. They need to replace Wesley, like I said. So why not? But yeah, I think that deal will be wrapped up in the next 24 hours or so. I'd imagine so. That's what all the reports are suggesting. Whether that be Bristol City, we remain to be seen. But yeah, next 24 hours, I think that'll be pretty much wrapped up. Let's move on to Jerome Boateng. Jerome Boateng, AC Milan have cleared the way. They've cleared the way for Arsenal to go and get him. They're not interested in him one bit, apparently, according to reports in Italy and in the Italian press, which means we're the only club in for him. Now, I'm going to come on to another centre-back in a minute. I spoke briefly about him on stream yesterday, but Jerome Boateng, everybody knows my thoughts on Jerome Boateng. Not for me. He is going down the way very quickly. 196 grand a week. We've seen the option to loan him and then buy him. We've seen the option to buy him for 12.8 million. And we've seen the option to just have him for free and pay his 196 grand a week. Either option, for me, not good enough. Better than Mustafi, that shouldn't be the benchmark. Not good enough, full stop. Since Lionel Messi sat him on his backside all them years ago, he has been spiralling out of control very, very quickly. So, again, another one that I don't want, another one that he's not going to improve us. Let's be real. He's going to come into a league that he's never played in before, after having played hardly any games this season in the Bundesliga, and then we've got to hope he hits the ground running. No thank you, no thank you. Now let's move on to another centre-back that I did a stream about yesterday, and that is John Stones. This one broke early this morning, or yesterday morning should I say, and that was John Stones. Now, he's worked with Mikel Arteta. He's 24 years old, £50 million signing for Man City a few years ago. I flatter to deceive. I can't even speak. He flatters to deceive, shall I say. 1 week he looks fantastic. He looks a world beater. the next 2 weeks he looks absolute garbage, can't defend. Do we need better than that? 100%. I'm not going to go on too long about him. If you want to check out my stream, it was at 5 o'clock yesterday. Go and check that out. I went on in a bit more depth about him, but I don't think he's that great. I don't think... listen, there's an option to loan him with an option at the end of it to buy him for £30 million. For that sort of money, yes, it's probably cheaper than buying Mustafi when we did, but that ain't the benchmark, like I said. Let's go and put that £30 million into a proper centre-back. Now let's move on to a proper centre-back, and that is Nathan Ake. Somebody that I rate, somebody I like, and Chelsea have got first refusal. Now, they're said to not want him. They don't want to go down that avenue of re-signing him. They think that they're comfortable without signing him, and apparently he's £40 million. For me, that's a no-brainer. He's quick, he's strong. He's not the tallest. He's only about 5'10", 5'11", I think. But he's a very good centre-back. And listen, they might have to have their resolve tested because they're languishing in the bottom three this season. We've got them in the cup, Bournemouth, but they're in the bottom three and they're getting taken apart left, right and centre every week. So no doubt they'll turn up against Arsenal and beat us in the FA Cup in a couple of weeks. But as for Nathan Ake, all day long, rated this guy for a very, very long time. And more people have started to see it. More and more people are starting to see that he is actually a quality player. That he's growing into the Premier League centre-back role, that he's growing into the pace and the physicality, the intensity of the league. That £40 million for me, I think just do it. Put him next to William Saliba. I think that would be a great idea. I think they'd complement each other. You've got a bit of everything. You've got walk it out of defence. You've got dribble past the man. You've got the long ball, the short ball. Actually defend. They can both defend. And with Saliba, he's a bit of a bigger guy physically. But that's not to say Nathan Ake don't get stuck in. I think he's a very good defender. Leave that in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Nathan Ake. I'd take him in an absolute heartbeat. Now, one more player that I want to speak about is Frank Kessie, the midfielder from AC Milan. Now, we're linked with him today. West Ham are linked with him, believe it or not. And yeah, it's a bit mad because we've been linked with this guy, what, 2-3 windows now. We played against them in the Europa League. We played against AC Milan, and he looked out of his depth in that game. He looked absolutely anonymous. I don't get the hype around him. Listen, I don't watch the Italian league. Any Italians or anyone who does watch the Italian league, leave in the comments. I look at him and I just think you're a Poundland version of Thomas Partey. Why don't we just go and spend the money on Thomas Partey? Let him go to West Ham, who's linked with him, like I said, and we go and get the original version, who's playing at Atletico Madrid, who is looking absolutely every single bit the part of a proper midfielder, somebody that we could do with straight away, somebody that would strengthen our midfield, not only our midfield, but our defence. I think he is absolutely superb. I don't watch Spanish League football every week, even though I live here. I used to many years ago, but the older I've got, the less I've watched it. But I do watch Atletico every now and again, and when I do, I've always been impressed by him. I always think that he's got the energy levels, the work rate, he's got the passion for the club that he's at. He's got the ability. You know, he's not rash. He's very calm and cool on the ball. I think he's a fantastic midfielder, and I think that we could do a hell of a lot worse than going and signing him. Obviously, he would cost a lot more than Frank Kessie. But at the end of the day, why would you go and buy beans on toast when you can buy steak and chips? Why would you do that? You're just filling another gap with something that ain't great. Why not go and buy the real McCoy? Go and buy the proper one, the real one. Get that in your midfield, you're instantly a better team. But that's just my thoughts and opinions on it. Listen, I know a lot of people don't rate Atletico because of the way Simeone plays. I get that. I know a lot of you guys that watch the channel don't rate him. But that player, let me know your thoughts on him. Let me know Thomas Partey and Frank Kessie. Like I said, we're linked to Frank Kessie. Personally, I don't think we'll get him. I don't think he'll go to West Ham either, if I'm honest. I think he'll probably stay and get a new contract at AC Milan. That's probably what his agent is more angling at. But leave it all in the comment section down below. Don't forget, Facebook, Insta. If you want to follow my Twitter, do that as well. But all links are in the description. I'll be back at 5 and then 9. Until then, laters, peeps.